Listen! The judge just told us 90 seconds till they measure, so let's take until then!
2-0! These are the last few heaves of pull! Leave no regrets here! Give it everything! Let's go!
2-1! 60 seconds! 60 seconds!
Jumping into the river is so hard to describe because it is the strangest thing to want. I don't know if you've ever seen the Black River, but it is honestly disgusting. There is nothing about it that looks like it'd be wonderful for like a, just jumping in for on a hot summer day. Like, it looks disgusting. But I think the thing that is the best about it, it's just this feeling of incredible accomplishment.
I mean, it's an unbelievable feeling. I mean, it's kind of gross, and I don't know why the winners end up swimming, but it's one of those things where you work hard for 3 hours, you give it your all, and you're rewarded by getting to swim in that river that only a select few do.
What our coaches keep telling us is that you don't pull for yourself, you're pulling for your team. So to give everyone else and yourself the pleasure of swimming at the end.
Well, what's the pull? The brief definition is it's a super long tug of war for like 3 hours.
I would describe the pull as tug of war on steroids. You imagine the toughest tug of war you can and then multiply it by 100, because I think that's the closest you'll get to the pull.
I usually say it's like almost a little cultish, just because it can come off that way.
Pull is an insane tradition at Hope College that's been going on for a very long time, and hopefully it continues for a very long time. It's basically a giant tug of war where you're in your grave and you have someone next to you who cheers you on so that you don't actually die.
It's a tug of war the freshmen do against the sophomores, but it's one thing to describe it. I mean, it's another thing to see it.
It's so much more. It's a genuine tradition. It's a part of Hope's history. It's something that I can look back in 50 years and come back and watch the pull when I'm 65, 70 years old. I can come back and wear my 1-9 shirt and see that tradition still going.
It's helped me forge some of the strongest bonds I've ever had with people, and it's also brought me through some of the lowest lows and some of the highest highs, which is a pretty incredible experience to wrap up into 3 weeks.
You bond so cohesively with everyone that you're around that you just want to stay with them.
When they say that pull's a cult, this is where the idea comes from. The whole tug of war thing is okay, but it's really the rope run that terrifies everyone, because you run around campus, even year, odd year, even year, odd year, and you're screaming that, and the alum are running alongside of you just going absolutely crazy, and everyone's just so competitive and so hyped, but there's nothing that you can do to ease the tension, because you're not pulling, you're not doing anything, you're just running alongside the enemy. And I think it's just we line up and then the clock literally strikes 5 and it's dong, dong. It's terrifying. And then you just start running, carrying a rope. It's pretty awesome.
You're chanting odd year and the other team's chanting even year. And it's just like a super competitive, like get the blood boiling type thing. Yeah, I think it's a cool tradition. And the college gets to see it, and the college gets, like all the students just get to see it and be like, man, like what's this pull thing? Or, oh, the rope run's happening. Like that means pulls tomorrow.
Even year, odd year, 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 odd year, even 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 year, oh, 2 oh, 2 oh, 2 oh, 2 oh, 2 oh, 2-1, whole team, 2-1, whole team, 2-1, whole team, 2-1, whole team, 2-1, whole team.
And there are just a whole bunch of traditions that we basically go through of, well, obviously just logistically warming up and bringing all our stuff out there and kind of getting a look at the site, because this is the first time we've ever seen the site.
I've honestly never felt more calm in my life before going into something as crazy as that. I was kind of like, just settled.
Honestly, just like the amount of competitiveness you feel in that moment is like, I've never felt like more competitive than when I was like walking up to there. You're just like, I want to win, like I want us to win, I want the guy behind me to win, I want the guy in front of me to win. It's just how, like, you want to win, honestly.
Hoorah! 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 Do that! 2-0! This is where you beat them! Yes! You told you won! Jump! Japan won!
So once pull started, like when we first started pulling rope in, it was just kind of like super exciting. Like these days have been building up and up and up just to like pull day. Like everyone looks ahead and is so excited about it. And then once you actually physically start doing the pull, it's just exhilarating. You're finally like, I'm finally doing this. Like it's so much fun.
The Moralers are really the lifeline of the team. They are what keeps the team together, because it's pretty hard to see something when you're in a dugout pit. And also a lot of times the pullers are in, a lot of pain, or they're, a little disoriented from different stuff that's going on. It's really loud. And so the Moralers are the ones that keep everyone on the same beat.
You have to essentially put your faith in your Morales. For 3 hours, they are your eyes and your ears. You're just kind of focused on pulling.
The connection you have with the morale it's indescribable.
Suck it on, yeah! Suck it on, yeah!
You see each other at your worst. You're sweating, sometimes you're crying, you're in pain, so you get to see each other in such a vulnerable state. It's just this bond that you share because you're getting through it together. I don't think you can do one without the other. You definitely can't pull without a morale. And there'd be no point in moraling if you didn't have someone to morale.
Morale is all about giving your entire self to someone else and to the entire team, and you getting absolutely no benefits from it whatsoever. And it's so cool to be on the other side of that, where you know someone's doing that for you, like, I appreciate my morale more than anything in the world. She's the best, and I think it's really cool to have both perspectives. And as a puller, every little pain you have to forget about.
Men are usually pullers, women are usually moralers, and honestly, I think just the challenge of changing the gender roles was appealing.
Come on, Briar, let's go. Let's go, 2-0! You got this, Briar! This is your road, Briar, let's go! Come on, do it for the team!
As it goes on and on and on, you start feeling like, ow, and just kind of keep thinking like, okay, how am I gonna get through this?
You just kind of get in the zone and don't really like know what's going on other than like you're going through the motions. It's just second nature.
Even when your body is at the brink of collapse, that you just you switch off the part of you that's telling you to stop, and you just keep going.
Let's go, Blue
Despite the long hours, you have remained unbroken. And I am proud to call each person here my family, my even year family.
We're so proud of you! You guys gave everything you had, and you won!
And you are part of the even year family that all the years that have pulled on this rope.
2-1, whole family on 3! 1, 2, 3! 2-1, whole family!
I think that's what pull is about. It's not so much about winning or losing, but it's about knowing you gave everything you could and that you had nothing left to give.
The most memorable part is definitely the people. And I think that's something that's the reason why most people do pull, is because the people you do pull with become your family.
To our Pullsy family, Pullsy!